In February 2016, a routine financial transfer request quietly arrived at the U.S. Federal Reserve. But a single tiny typographical error was hiding in plain sight within the message. The word foundation was misspelled by a single letter, written instead as fandation. That one missing letter triggered an unprecedented chain reaction within hours. The world's largest financial institutions suddenly went into a state of absolute massive alert. The entire global financial system was unknowingly standing on the brink of total collapse. This wasn't a movie. It was the largest attempted bank heist in the history of the planet. To understand this massive invisible robbery, you first need to understand the SWIFT system. It's not just a banking app. It is the absolute backbone of global financial movement, connecting over 11,000 financial institutions across 200 countries. Its reputation is flawless. If a message successfully arrives through SWIFT, banks execute the transfer with zero questions asked. Because the system is designed to be virtually impossible to hack, banks trust it completely. But the fatal flaw wasn't in the global network itself. It was in the local human endpoints. On a quiet morning, officials at the Bangladesh Central Bank noticed something terrifying. Massive, unexpected financial transfers had been secretly pulled from their secure accounts. The money was being drained directly from their massive reserves held at the New York Federal Reserve. The horrific part was that the Bangladesh bank had never authorized a single one of these transfers. At first, employees assumed it was a simple technical glitch or a routine system error. But as they dug deeper, they realized the transfer requests were completely official and perfectly formatted. The hackers weren't trying to steal a few million. They were attempting to siphon out $951 million. They didn't break in like common thieves. They walked through the digital front door. The system believed that the central bank itself was ordering these massive global transfers. So, how did a group of invisible hackers manage to impersonate an entire sovereign bank? The true heist didn't start on the day of the massive transfers. It began months earlier. It started with a simple, harmless-looking phishing email sent to bank employees. An unsuspecting employee opened an attachment, quietly releasing a highly advanced malware program. The program installed itself seamlessly into the local computer without triggering a single alarm. The malware wasn't designed to destroy data. Its initial goal was purely observation. It slowly moved from device to device across the internal network, quietly collecting passwords. The hacker's ultimate goal was to locate the highly secure computers connected to the SWIFT network. They didn't hack the global system from the outside. They took control from the inside. For months, the silent digital spies watched exactly how the bank operated daily. They learned who authorized transfers, how the messages were written, and how approvals were verified. By the time they decided to strike, they could speak the bank's digital language perfectly. They chose a long weekend when the Bangladesh offices would be completely empty and unmonitored. In February 2016, the highly coordinated, invisible attack finally began in the dead of night. They sent exactly 35 massive transfer requests directly to the Federal Reserve in New York. Because the requests were generated from the bank's official internal SWIFT terminals, they were trusted. The automated systems in New York accepted the near billion-dollar transfers without hesitation. The money wasn't sent to a single location, which would be too easy to track. The transfers were rapidly distributed across multiple global accounts in Sri Lanka and the Philippines. To ensure the local bank employees didn't notice the massive drain, the hackers did three brilliant things. First, they deployed a specialized malware that completely erased the transactions from local screens. Second, the program systematically permanently deleted the bank's internal digital logs. It was as if the transactions had never existed in the digital history of the bank. Third, and most ingeniously, They targeted the bank's physical transaction printer. Every SWIFT transfer is supposed to automatically print a hard copy for physical manual review. The hackers completely disabled the printer software, leaving the bank totally blind. With no screens, no logs, and no paper trail, the perfect crime was happening in total silence. But despite their incredible technical genius, a simple human typographical error ruined the master plan. One of the massive transfers was directed to a Sri Lankan charity called the Shalika Foundation because the hackers spelled it Foundation. A routing bank in Germany immediately flagged the transaction. They paused the massive $20 million transfer just to verify the recipient's name. That single, tiny pause caused officials to reach out directly to the Bangladesh bank. Suddenly, the massive illusion broke, and the bank realized their reserves were being heavily drained. The remaining transfers were immediately halted, saving hundreds of millions of dollars. But the defense was still too late. The hackers had already successfully stolen $81 million. That massive fortune didn't just vanish. It was routed deep into the Philippines. It entered a highly complex, untraceable web of shell companies and local middlemen. To completely clean the money, it was funneled directly into the massive casinos of Manila. Casinos are the ultimate washing machines for dirty money, avoiding strict banking regulations. The criminals bought millions in playing chips, gambled briefly, and quickly cashed out. The money emerged on the other side, looking like completely clean, legitimate casino winnings. The unprecedented scale of the heist triggered a massive global cyber investigation. Experts meticulously analyzed the malware code and the hackers' precise digital movements. They found striking similarities to previous massive digital attacks targeting global corporations. The digital footprints led directly to an infamous, highly advanced syndicate known as the Lazarus Group. Intelligence agencies strongly believe this specific group operates as a state-sponsored digital army. They act not just as thieves, but as highly organized financial soldiers in a digital war. Despite discovering exactly how the attack happened, the authorities were powerless. To this day, not a single cent of the $81 million has ever been fully recovered. In a world where digital wealth can be erased with a keystroke, having a backup is vital. Many experts now strongly suggest holding tangible assets like gold, silver, or physical cash. Furthermore, not a single individual has ever been definitively identified or arrested for the crime. The ultimate modern thieves successfully vanished back into the digital shadows. The Bangladesh bank heist proved a terrifying modern reality to the entire world. The world's strongest, most impenetrable financial vaults are no longer made of steel and concrete. Today, the global economy relies entirely on fragile, complex digital infrastructure. And every piece of that infrastructure is ultimately operated by vulnerable human beings. You no longer need a ski mask, a getaway car, or a weapon to rob a central bank. You just need infinite patience, a keyboard, and a deep understanding of human habits. An empire can completely collapse just because one tired employee clicked the wrong link. It highlights the absolute fragility of the modern digital ecosystem we completely depend on. Imagine if global infrastructure, power grids, or defense systems face the exact same invisible breach. The next massive digital attack might not target just money. It could target society itself. The criminals bought millions in playing chips, gambled briefly, and quickly cashed out. The money emerged on the other side, looking like completely clean, legitimate casino winnings. When the massive digital screens inevitably go dark, only physical, real-world value will remain. It's the ultimate insurance policy against an increasingly unpredictable digital future. That's our deep dive into the most brilliant cyber heist in human history. Do you believe a state-sponsored army was really behind this billion-dollar operation?